CocoaPods, forget it. Today is all about Swift Package Manager, Apple's own tool for managing dependencies and building reusable packages. By the end of this video, you'll not only know how to add and remove packages from your app, you'll also create your very own reusable package from scratch. So why do we use this? Well, a dependency manager is a tool that fetches, builds, and links external code into your project. Before Swift Package Manager, iOS devs had to use CocoaPods, but it added a little bit of complexity, config files, and a little bit of external tooling. There are a few packages that are still only available through CocoaPods, but most packages today use SPM, Swift Package Manager. It's lightweight, super easy to use, and it's also Apple native, baked right into Swift and Xcode. No extra tools, just one integrated workflow. It solves the pain of manual library management and keeps your project so much cleaner and works across iOS, macOS, watchOS, and server Swift. So how do we access this? Well, in Xcode, you'll want to go to File. From here, Add Package Dependencies. This is going to bring up this new window. You can see your recently used packages. There's even some collections of Apple Swift packages and a package URL. So you can see ones that you've used, as well as this add local button we'll be using later. So if you've recently used a package, of course, just go ahead and grab it here. Otherwise, we'll want to be using the URL. This is where you'll be able to paste a GitHub repo URL. So for example, if we want to add the Kingfisher one, we would grab the URL and paste it on in there. You may also be thinking, where do I find all these packages? I mean, a quick Google search will do the trick most of the time, but the Swift package index, link in the description below, is where you can also find Swift packages. And you can see as of recording, there's 9,466 packages and counting. So if we wanted to find maybe the pop-up view, go ahead and search that. We can see, hey, we have, Magic pop-ups active 17 days ago, or pop-up view. We can press it. And what I love about this website is as well, we can see that there's compatibility. We can even use this package, and you can even just press this button to copy the GitHub link. Super duper great. So hopping back into Xcode, once you've found the GitHub link you want to use, I'm going to use Kingfisher for this quick demo. We can see here that we have a few options. So we have the dependency rule. Up to next major, this is the default and safest. It includes minor updates and blocks breaking changes. We then have the up to next minor version. This is more conservative, only patch updates. And then exact version, we can lock to a specific version. Really, really great for stability, or if you want to reproduce a bug on a specific version. Otherwise, up to next major version, I think there's only been a couple times, I think with like Gifu, where I had to set to a specific version. It's usually pretty good right out the gate. Make sure you add it to your project. So in my case, I just have the one project I'm working on today. If you have things like widgets, make sure you're adding them to the appropriate place. And you can see here from the GitHub, we have all the features and some samples, right? We can then add the package to our app, and it'll take some time, download it and install it. Sometimes I know with ones that are really large, like Firebase, you'll actually have options to include or not include certain, kinds, whether it's libraries, etc., to your project. Kingfisher is pretty light, so we just add it right out the get-go. All right, now how do we use it in code? Well, we can use it just like importing any other library. So for Kingfisher, we can import with the Kingfisher. The nice thing is instead of having to go back and forth between GitHub, we can actually click on the package dependencies, and we can actually see all the markdown here, as well as most of the time there's some other notes, licenses, sometimes even demo projects. As we can see here, we have the Kingfisher demo, and it's all within Xcode. Otherwise, let's go ahead and just quickly use the package. So in this case, I'm going to do a KF image with a URL, and then this be a string, and then I'll just do pixel. And there we go. We're using the package. So let's say you've used this package and you're like, not for me. I don't want it in my project anymore. So if I were to go here and I were to try to delete it, press the delete key, right click, nothing happens. You'll if you try to remove this at all from your project, you'll notice that it'll be like immediately re-downloading every single time. You can even come in here, remove package, right? And if I remove this package, all that it's doing is removing it from the recently used. You'll notice it's still there. If you want to get rid of it completely from your package, go to your app project and you'll go to the package dependencies. So click on the project up here, package dependencies, and here is where you can actually use the minus button to remove it from your project. It'll be gone from the packages, it's no longer there. We'll just of course have to fix our project here because these things no longer exist, but otherwise we're good to go. All right, so that's how we can add and manage those packages within our project. But what if I want to create a new package myself? So we can go to Xcode and file new, and you can create a new package. You'll see here, it kind of looks like a little bit of a box. From here, we can choose, okay, what do we want it to be? Do we want it to be a library? On macOS, you do have the option for command line tool or executable. We're just going to be looking at the library today. There's also empty, build, command plugin, and Swift macro. All right, you can also include a testing system. Otherwise, let's go ahead and just call it utilities kit 1. You can choose where to save it. I'm just going to put it on my desktop. So here's what our manifest looks like. So we have 3 big sections. We have the products, the dependencies, and then we also have the targets. You can also choose after the name to also include the platforms that it's available on. So let's say I only want to be available on iOS. I would do .iOS, and we can include the version. So maybe I'll do .v, and let's choose, I don't know, 16. You can change the name, targets, right? Okay, well, let's go ahead and add some reusable code. Of course, you can make whatever you want. I'm just going to add a new empty file, and let's call it hello view. Here's our Swift file. Let's go ahead and just make something really basic, just to show that we can reuse it. So we'll create a public struct. We'll call it hello view, conforms to a view, typical stuff here. Okay, I just added some really quick boilerplate code with a initializer that just basically displays the person's name. Super easy. Okay, the next part's really important. If we do want to add this locally to our other projects, close out of the package that you're working on entirely. If you don't, you'll probably get some weird errors saying that I can't find it, that it's missing, and this is just because it's open in another workspace. Okay, with that settled, let's go ahead and add our local package. Oh, we'll add package dependencies. I'm going to press the add local button down here. Now you're going to go to where it's saved from here on the desktop. Make sure you select the topmost folder, not the sources one. Go ahead and add that package. Make sure we add it to the correct target. We can see here, utilities kit 1 local. Now with that open, if I were to try to open up utilities kit 1, it'd say, hey, already open in another workspace because it's open in this current one. And we can actually make changes now that it's attached here as well, if we'd like to. Okay, now let's go ahead and import our utilities kit 1, and then let's reference our hello view, which should just be whatever we want. SwiftUI levers, I don't know. Whatever you want to put there. Now this is extremely basic, but you can create these packages. You know, we've seen ones for like playing GIFs, displaying toasts, images, loading URLs, right? There is so much that you can do. You don't need to publish to GitHub to use that package. You can use it remotely and make those changes remotely here as needed as well. Just as a note, when you do have these Swift files, it should be under, you see we have package sources utility kit 1 or whatever you named it. And then that's where I would, under that folder, include the SwiftUI view. One last tip for the target as well, where we have here the name, you could also include some dependencies or linked frameworks. So you can include linker settings. Gonna add our comma here. And let's say I want this to be available on the linked framework. And maybe, you know, UI kit or app kit or etc. You can also choose, so like if you want it to be when, And there you go. So to recap, Swift Package Manager is Apple's modern native solution for those dependencies. It's easy to add the libraries. It's the best way to also share and create yours or even test those different libraries. It keeps projects clean and modular. If you're starting a new iOS project in 2025, definitely use Swift Package Manager and start to think about breaking your own code into packages you can reuse or even publish on GitHub. If this video helped you out, like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what package you've used most in your projects or what package you're planning on creating. Dream big, code bigger, and have a great day.